something I can see turning out of that black hole, two luminous discs. The eyes, it might be a face, might be almost a... Good heavens, something wriggling out of the shadow like a gray snake. Now it's another one, and another one, and another one. They look like tentacles to me. Oh, yeah, I can see the thing's body now. It's large as a bear. It glistens like wet leather, but that face, ladies and gentlemen, it's indescribable. I can hardly force myself to keep looking at it. It's so awful. The eyes are black, and they gleam like a serpent. The mouth is a kind of V-shape with saliva dripping from its rimless lips and seem to quiver and pulsate.
When we last left our players, the two of you had just returned from the Sun Ridge Resort and Spa after spying surreptitiously on Dr. Julian Springwood during his lunch appointment with McKenzie Roberts. A parcel of sorts was exchanged between the two, and it looks like Dr. Springwood may have done a favor for Mrs. Roberts. While the exact details of either end of the bargain are relatively unknown to you, it seems that Dr. Springwood is in Roswell for more than just to sell books.
If I recall, we had just driven back and that was kind of the end, right?
Yes.
What was the cliffhanger? Because there's always a little,
The cliffhanger was that y'all can refresh your fate points. And,
oh, that's right.
Which I said at the end of the last session, but,
yeah.
Just a reminder.
Which I already did. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank God.
Yep, same.
Oh, and I believe that I guess the cliffhanger wasn't really anything. It was that you saw an exchange happened. Obviously, Ezra, as Alister, you were able to kind of disrupt Springwood a little bit, but he didn't notice either of you, and you safely vamoosed back to the camp.
Yeah. Everything's coming at Millhouse.
Did we establish that Magenta and Cyan were going to get the laptop back without us having to be involved?
I think so.
I believe it was
sneak it back in there.
Yeah. I believe it was implied that they would take care of it. Either way, you've certainly been gone more than an hour.
That is true.
Just in sheer time it took to get here, time it takes to get back, and everything that happened at the hotel. There's no way that was...
Yeah. Yeah.
No, absolutely.
So I'm sure they took care of it for you. I clicked my tongue like I was asking someone to do a Mafia hit.
Yeah, and also that didn't come through on Discord because Discord eats those kinds of sounds, but it'll sound good in the audio.
Perhaps you could reboot the laptop.
Anyway, okay, now what?
That's a good question.
We've got some interesting information, but not something that's given us a lead. Unless we want to wait till he gets back and try and steal that object from him, which is certainly possible.
No.
We could do that, but that doesn't give us a lot to do kind of in the meantime.
I know, I'm not really sure where to go from here.
Do we want to maybe see if they got anything from the laptop? That seems like lead central, possibly. And by we, I mean you, because I don't think they're going to let me go in that van.
Probably
van
not.
is a... whatever it is.
RV. It's
RV.
Camper.
Camper? Yeah.
I don't know.
I gotta stand outside awkwardly. As your +1.
I wonder if... Oh, what's her fucking name? What's the woman that Springwood just met with?
McKenzie Roberts.
I wonder if McKenzie Roberts has any less mainstream interests. Is she into this kind of thing?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wonder if it would be interesting for you to wander around and see if anybody knows anything about her. What kinds of stuff does she buy? Is there anybody who always holds on to a specific kind of, does she have first dibs on any kinds of interesting artifacts, or
sure,
does she, what is she into?
Yeah, we know she's interested in the occult because that was part of the initial research that we did. I don't know if she's been here or is going to be here, but certainly worth kind of asking around while you do agent stuff. Unless you want to just split and we can both try and cover that ground.
Well, I mean...
There's a lot of alien Coachella.
There's a lot of alien Coachella.
I go find my TikTok witch again.
It could be kind of fun. Especially now that we know that... Like, I kind of want to find out whether she has some sort of, like, specific interest in, like, acoustic sound-related stuff. And that's maybe why they're connecting up. I don't know. Ben, can you kind of give me a hint as to whether digging into McKenzie Roberts is going to be, like, a fruitful line of inquiry, or whether we're kind of barking up the wrong tree?
No, I think that's a good line of thought. Okay. I will say for certain that I know you have information waiting for you if you return to the RV.
Okay. But I could canvass the grounds while you do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once I'm done, the whole joke is just, do I want to give the people more Andy or not?
Always. The people love Andy.
The people love Andy.
Are fandies of Andy.
Jesus Christ.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
I really am.
Yeah, it's all right. I love you anyway.
Love me because, not in spite of.
I guess, we get back and, like, do you think that sort of the camaraderie of that experience, like, holds, or does it instantly go back to, like, oh wait, actually we're fighting?
I think both are funny, but, like, you just rid on the back of road on the back of my motorcycle, right?
Yeah.
So, like, at the very least, we also had to make that work. So we get there and it's kind of just like we're fine. I think the idea is like we're fine, and then there's like a moment where like, okay, so we'll split up, we'll do this thing, and then we look at each other like, oh, we were fighting.
We're mad at each other. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember why I was mad at you, even if like, oh my god, we do make a good team sometimes, and then it's just, but I don't like you as a person. Oops.
Oopty-doo. Yeah, I think Alistair kind of like, gets off the bike and then is kind of like, just like kind of like, is like absent-mindedly like spinning the motorcycle helmet a little bit between his palms. Because I've established apparently that he fidgets.
Which is cute.
Which is fun. Anyway, yeah, so he gets off the bike and stands there kind of spinning the motorcycle helmet between his palms a little bit. It's just kind of like... So it seems like there's some preliminary results off the laptop already. It's sort of a... There's sort of a perimeter.
So you're telling me to fuck off, basically. I got it. Don't worry. It said jokingly.
Yeah.
It said teasingly, and he opens up his hand to, like, take the helmet back.
Yeah, I think Alistair, like, kind of, there's a moment of, like, am I, like, where he's, like, processing, like, was that a joke or not? Before he's like, I think, and he'll, like, put the helmet back in Saint's hands. I'd like to know more about Roberts. What her specific occult interests are, how they overlap with Springwood's. Are they long-term associates, or is this some sort of one-off exchange of favors?
All right. I'll canvass the grounds, talk to some people, see what I can dig up. I don't know if she's going to be here. She will. This seems a little maybe lowbrow for somebody of her pocket, but
I can't decide if she's the sort of wealthy who enjoys slumming it ironically or not.
Yeah, hard to say. But at the very least, she may know somebody who sells something.
She may have, if she has any particular niche interests, she may have, first buyer's rights arrangements with collectors.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I'll ask around. You do your thing. We'll meet up later and exchange information.
Absolutely.
And Saint just kind of gives you like a brusque nod and walks off. I'll park the bike and do all that shit, right? The big helmets away or whatever. But it's like, great, conversation over.
Well, anyway, so Alistair's gonna slouch his way towards the horseshoe of secrecy, which I'm absolutely calling it now.
Yeah, perfectly described. Okay, cool. So I assume you're heading back to the technical lab?
Yeah, I'm gonna head back to the technical lab and get the lowdown on whatever they were able to pull off of the laptop, see if it gives me any direction or anything I can text his Saint.
Cool. You knock on the door frame and step up those little stairs into the RV that Cyan and Magenta are running the technical lab out of. You're hit with that kind of cool atmosphere once again, and the much dimmer overhead lights. And Cyan and Magenta both turn, let's see, maybe only one of them turns toward the door, but then quickly tries to get the other one's attention, maybe by throwing a thumb drive at them. Of which I assume they have stacks.
I love how this is just a cross between us and the scientists from Pacific Rim.
Oh no.
In a good way. That's a positive thing.
New ship for everybody.
How many different versions of Matty and Ezra can people accidentally end up shipping?
Yeah, the one who gets hit, I guess, with the flash drive, stands up. Well, I guess they don't have anything to hand you, because they've already taken care of the issue.
I mean, I guess they could have just like a screens, or if they put
print
it on
out,
a tablet.
or a thumb drive.
Sure. Let's say that they have. Let's say that the one further back has a monitor that they it's on like a swivel arm or whatever, so they kind of pull it off the wall a little bit and angle it toward you.
Okay.
And as the one in the back is doing that, the one toward the front, or rather closer to the door, says, "Agent McAndrews, I was wondering when you'd be back. We were able to get some key intel off of that laptop for you, and don't worry, it's already back in the wrong hands."
Wonderfully efficient, as always.
"Thank you. We try," said one of them. Let's just go with like a bunch of windows pops up on that one monitor.
Okay.
They didn't put together a flashy presentation for you. They are literally just showing you like raw
what they pulled off of there,
contents of hard drive files. Were you looking for anything in particular? We've only begun a preliminary search on this device.
That's a good question. Why are we starting to go for? Because what exactly is the brief here? I mean, is it understand and neutralize? Is it understand so we can protect against, like... I mean, I guess we want to figure out how it works.
Yeah, I think the idea is, I think that's kind of the core piece, and then we can decide...
what the fuck is it that he's doing?
We being generous. Yeah. If we want to neutralize or protect or what. Yeah. But we first have to figure out what he's doing. And maybe, like, why? Because obviously part of the why is money. Well, there's something else going on.
There's clearly some other dimension to it.
Yeah, the man runs a cult. Like, there's maybe something else going on beyond the, like, he wants to have money and power, which, to be fair, is why most people start cults. But, this is ParaScience, so metatextually, there's something else going on.
I think priority number one is the mechanics of his abilities. What exactly can he do, and how does he do it? Is it purely is there some environmental component? Is there a technological component? And after that, what does he get out of this besides, the usual?
We weren't able to find any information on how, mechanically, as you stated, his psychic powers seem to be working, if they are psychic powers at all. However, we did find a number of concerning documents on his laptop related to... I don't suppose you've seen any of these symbols before. And one of the two technicians opens a subfolder that has a lot of kind of, I guess, JPEGs.
Yeah,
haunted JPEGs. And pulls up a number of symbols, like in a, let's say, opens them all in such a way where many of them are sharing space on the screen at once.
Sure, okay.
I don't suppose you've seen any of these before, and you sure as hell have, because you saw 4 of them on those wheel out like butcher board or butcher paper rolls when Saint was being asked to read them inside the tent earlier today.
Yeah. No,
this is all in one day.
Yeah, this is all one very long day. No, I have seen them. He, Springwood uses them as part of his act, almost like Rorschach blots. Asks the subject to, contemplate them, react. Uses it as a tool to elicit confidences.
Cyan looks back toward the images. So you're saying they're psychoanalytical?
On some level, my observation of his act was that it seemed like your basic psychological manipulation leading a volunteer into believing he was divining information rather than simply deducing it. But then it went beyond that. There was a component of it that couldn't be explained by psychology.
It would certainly seem that that's the case, replies Magenta, before stating, it's interesting if there is some sort of psychological component there, and if this isn't purely a linguistics exercise, especially since he's labeled the folder they're all in the visitor's alphabet.
It's not an angle I'd considered. Visitors.
Alphabet. That's correct.
Miles away. I am miles away.
I don't recall any overt references to the... Were there any... Was he talking about aliens at all, or was it just expanding your mind stuff?
He hasn't said a word about aliens. It's all been meditative, religious, meta-thinking.
Okay.
Cult talk. But he has not said a word about the beyond.
A large part of his patter, consisted of exhortations that one would be able to expand one's consciousness past the normal bounds of the human brain, but nothing overtly about extraterrestrials.
Or gods.
Or
any kind of third party. It was, I'm not here.
No, that's great. No, you're feeding me, though. It's great. There was no promise of communion with a third party. At least not. I don't know, maybe you have to get book 2 for that.
But why? I can't help it. Why sell the fact that there's a third party when you could be the middleman? No one has to know that you have a source. They all have to come to you.
Yeah, so...
If it's clear that there's somebody else who's really running the game, why would they not just go to this other person?
You've just described Protestantism.
You're welcome. If this visitor is a, third person, a living body, even if it doesn't have a body necessarily, why bring them up at all? His books are akin to self-help, basically.
Well, but maybe he thinks he got it from someplace, and now he's using. It's like he didn't invent it.
Or his dad did.
Or his dad did.
We were able to find some recent encrypted correspondence regarding August Springwood.
Is August Springwood still alive?
No, he's quite deceased.
Okay.
Oh, he's super dead for sure.
My man is dead as hell.
One of the other technicians pipes in. Since the 90s.
That is pretty dead.
You don't get much deader. That's not true. You can be dead 500
Yeah, there's
years.
thousands of years more dead you could be.
It seems the Dr. Springwood is here specifically because an individual by the name of McKenzie Roberts has promised him a belonging that used to belong to his father, or rather his father's, let's call it a study group. She was able to prove its authenticity, which is why Springwood is in the area for a sort of exchange. It looks like that was the purpose of the meeting that you just interrupted.
No, had eyes on the handoff. Couldn't tell what it was, but I'll kind of try to sketch out the rough dimensions.
No need, Agent. We can tell you. There are photos. They pull up a number of images, and you can see what, at first glance, kind of looks like a wrench, but on closer observation, appears to be a thick metal tuning fork.
Bummer of this being an audio medium. You cannot see how excited Ezra and I just got about this.
Oh my god, no.
Our players did some elaborate fist pumping.
Yeah, no. Dear listeners, please know that both Maddie and I just did fucking just big grins. You said study group.
I was being flippant.
But one of the occultist societies would have been circa the, 1950s?
From the 70s through the 80s, this would be the Brotherhood of Enlightenment that August Springwood ran out of his home in Colorado.
I mean, it's a long list of cult groups from that era, but some of them were a little heavier on the real scholarship and a little lighter on the cannabis than others.
We are not able to find any receipts for any drug purchases.
Cannabis seems generous for the kind of drugs some of those people were doing.
So he's looking to reopen or build on or reclaim somehow something his father started or guessed at?
Both of the technicians shrug.
Yeah, fair. This is kind of a long shot, but are there any notes as to the composition of the tuning fork?
Not that's mentioned in any of these emails.
When it got handed over, did it look heavy? Like, notably heavy?
Sure.
It looked heavy when they handed it off. I wouldn't venture a guess as to what it's made out of precisely, but the heavier and more rigid a tuning fork is, the lower the tone it'll produce, right?
Yep, that's correct.
I'm so interested because I think it's I think there's an infrasound thing going on. Oh, that's a good question. No, that's what I should ask them. Do we have anything portable that would allow for the detection of sound waves below the human detectable range.
Anything here?
On site, yeah.
They kind of turn toward each other, both making that same kind of frequency of back at each other. I don't think so, one of them says. We could whip it up for you, but it might take a couple of hours.
I mean, I think there's a chance that there's some sort of infrasound component to Springwood's trick, or that he's somehow looking for... I mean, the family business being audio equipment seems suggestive. Just want to know if that's... Because if that's an integral component of the process, that might be the easiest part to disrupt, if it came to that. But we'd have to hear it first.
Certainly. Is there anything else you needed in the meantime, Agent McAndrews?
Just a printout of this alphabet of the visitor. See if it means anything to anyone else.
Of course. We'll get that to you ASAP.
Thank you. Does it have a... Is it a cipher? You know, does it have... Is it, a code of 1-to-1, or... Does it seem to be its own language as well as its own alphabet?
There are 32 of these images.
Okay.
If it corresponds to the English alphabet, it's not entirely clear how.
Fair. I'm just wondering if there was any kind of key on the computer along with it, or if it's just images.
I mean, it seems a little bit more
esoteric than that.
Like a tarot deck, where the images are the language themselves. It's not a letter. It's that the images are supposed to evoke an idea.
Yeah. That's a really good comparison. That makes sense. I want to have a little printout I can fold up and show to Saint.
Yeah, then we can start passing around this place.
Yeah.
In one of those clear report cover mini binders, they hand you 16 pieces of paper, each of which has 2 symbols on them.
Oh wow, those are so much bigger than I thought they were going to be. Love it.
So one side is it they're double-sided? Is that the idea?
No, top and bottom of the same page.
Okay.
Fold them into a little booklet or something.
No.
Zine.
Just
well,
2 images.
You don't want this this story to take a detour into Alister and Saint make a zine.
Arts and crafts.
You know someone has zine printing equipment there's probably dueling zine printers.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Okay, well now this has to be part of this. Yeah,
there's zines all over this fucking place.
The dueling zine print houses of Alien Coachella.
Romeo and Juliet.
Yep.
Yeah, no, they printed them double-sided, and you actually, if you hold the first one up to the light, the image that shines through is loss. So that's what Alister is up to. What's our friend St. Garcia Flores up to?
Sure. I'm basically just going to canvass this whole area. Mostly I'm going to be talking to people who run stalls, trying to figure out, is she, much like Ezra suggested, does she buy from anybody regularly? Does it seem like she's interested in anything particular? Has anybody seen her here? Just try and narrow down, what her angle is. At this point, she may not be super important, but Saint doesn't know that because he doesn't know anything about what Alister just pulled. I will be
texting you, but
yeah.
I also these are happening concurrently.
Yeah. I'm also going to be contacting the TikTok witch just to see if she knows anything, because I have a contact here. I might as well use it. She might not, but you never know. She's more up to date on the occult community. I have kind of specific contacts.
Yeah, I guess. Do you want to literally roll to investigate, or do you want to go through the stalls. I guess you could have people that you maybe do know here. You could roll is it contacts? Yeah, it's literally just contacts to see if there's someone you know here.
Yeah, I feel like, because there's like 5 merchants you've written down, I feel like going through that one by one is going to end up being repetitive and maybe kind of boring. I'd rather use investigate or report, because my contacts is a 1 and both of those are a 2. But if you determine that it is fair for me to roll contacts, that's what you want me to roll, I'll do it. We have all those fate points, and I can spend 1 to boost my roll or re-roll or what have you. Also, I have my lucky ability, which I think I've used maybe once. So, like, I have a lot of abilities to boost my roll, so.
Sure, yeah. If you want to investigate around, maybe see if you have any contacts, any sort of that sort of thing, feel free to roll or wander appropriately.
Okay. Now that you've brought that to my attention as a possibility, I do think contacts makes more sense for what I'm trying to do, and I think is going to get me a better result, even if I'm not as good at it. But as stated, I have a badillion chances to roll again. So let's just give it a roll and see what happens. Okay, so that would be a +3 total. I'm going to invoke an aspect. I'm going to invoke respected ghoulish communities here to give myself a +2. So that will be a +5 total.
Love it.
it.
To give myself just a really beefy roll here, and I'm going to spend that fate point accordingly.
Okay, sounds great. Awesome. So are you going to start reaching out to people over text, or just trying to start word of mouth around here, or what?
A and B, I'm going to, I've, not like a phone tree, because that seems odd, but I'm going to do, like, a, hey, is anybody... I mean, heck, I can text people who aren't here and be like, hey, has anybody heard of McKenzie Roberts? And then also, like, if I, start passing word around, like, hey, if anyone has had contact with or knows what she's into, please get that to me, and, like, start spreading that word around the event itself, and start having people kind of feed that information back into me. I will post up somewhere. There's got to be an area where, like, food trucks or whatever, I'll grab, like, a drink and sit down at a table and have people just kind of come to me and bring me info. And while I'm getting, like, emails and texts and calls and whatever from my actual, like,
everybody sends out the
friends.
text to their buddies that's like, hey, Saint will buy you a bubble tea if you have information about,
or,
McKenzie
we've
Roberts.
joked that there's a beer garden here for sure. I'll start buying people beers. Like,
I love
if
it.
they drink, other's I'll buy them a bubble tea or whatever, a kombucha. There's a guy who's got his own kombucha here.
There's probably like
competing booch guys.
The competing booch guys.
Yeah, so that's what I'll do is I'll post up and start buying people whatever drink they want to get information about.
There was a group here that we have unironically referred to as the Crystal Crusade.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I might actually also, if anybody has any info on, like, the cult, I will take that too. But I want to be that a little bit more on the DL, because I don't want word to get back to them about the fact that I'm asking around.
So, Matty, I have a critical question about St. Garcia Flores.
Oui.
Does he have a group chat?
Oh, yeah, totally. I always make jokes about how he's not up on technology, but, like, he's 30. We're a bunch of 30-somethings. He has a group chat.
Yeah, is there the Greater Southwest Exorcist group chat?
Yeah, or whatever. It's him. It's his friend Kelsey, who was my ParaScience backup character. People who he would consider to be, like, his closest friends in the community. These are, like, they're all, like, they're ghost besties or what. Maybe that's the group chat. It was ghost besties, but it's him and Kelsey and Barry, and there's probably a couple others who I haven't invented yet.
I think it would be very funny if some members of that group chat do not appreciate the flippancy with which you are treating the profession by calling the group chat.
No, because anyone in that group chat, these are, like, the people he's tight with. They all are going to be cool with being the ghost besties, but, like, there are people who know about the group that are like, you guys need to take this more seriously.
He's being disrespectful.
I will absolutely buy that there are other people who think that they're a little flippant.
Yeah. Saint's a bit of a jerk-off.
Yeah.
Say these other people who are not me.
Yeah,
I would never say that about St. Garcia Flores.
No one would ever say that. He's an angel.
Sure, I'm going to say that you put out a message to your group chat, like you said, not a phone tree, but just kind of like, hey, does anyone know what the deal is with this person? And could you ask around on my behalf? If anybody knows, forward some information back to me. And yeah, it sounds like you are setting up an informal meet and greet in the beer garden. You get a little green men stamp on your left hand to let people know that you're over 21 and you are allowed to hang out in the beer garden. Let's do horrible green astroturfing and
absolutely
white picket fence and a bunch of picnic tables, half of which are sticky.
Yes, absolutely.
From the beer.
Hopefully. I might actually sit just outside the beer garden, so somebody who's under 21 or doesn't want to go can but still, not to nitpick.
I appreciate that Saint is courteous. No one here is. That doesn't count for anyone here, but thank you.
That's true. No one gives a shit. They're letting teens into the beer garden. Who gives? The stamp's just for show.
Mm-hmm.
Who give a fuck? Saint does, but nobody else.
They only don't give you a stamp if you look like a narc.
Yeah, exactly. No cops in the beer garden. Okay, so people are feeding me info. Do I get anything useful? Key point, because I know I'm getting a lot. There are a lot of people coming with all kinds of shit. Is any of it useful?
I'm going to say that multiple people swing by, and you can just get a vibe that the stories are fabricated. I'm going to say, someone you are able to tell in one specific case because someone assumes McKenzie Roberts is a man. Because McKenzie can kind of go either way sometimes.
Yeah,
and
sure.
You're like, no, I know you don't know who I'm talking about. Thanks for trying. You're just trying to get a beer. Or whatever else. I'm going to say multiple people try to sell you something.
Of course.
I'm going to say...
Do any of them try and sell me anything useful or interesting?
Matty, thanks for asking. I'm going to say you get visited specifically by a man who is quite bald and who is not wearing what I would consider a respectable amount of outdoor clothing. Who has multiple mason jars stuffed into a backpack and attempts to sell you various types of mud.
What that mud do?
What that mud do? I'm so glad you asked. Well, it's just that the various muds and clays that he has in these mason jars in his backpack have certain healing properties that, the man doesn't want you to know about.
Absolutely. I am not buying a single mud.
Okay. Well, then the man who only refers to himself as the clay guy walks away disappointed. Somebody tries to sell you on the idea that McKenzie Roberts is part of quote-unquote the elite, which is something you already knew.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's rich. Did you have a backup detail for me? But then eventually someone wants you to know that she purchased what that individual believes was a haunted children's toy about 3 or 4 years ago.
What kind of children's toy? Are we in haunted doll zone here, or have we moved on to something more esoteric?
Well, a haunted doll would be a little stereotypical now, wouldn't it? It's a haunted
That's
hobby
why
horse.
I want to Sorry, what?
It's a haunted hobby horse.
That's right, because that's less of a cliche. I understand. Do they know why?
No, I'm going to say this individual, maybe not a exorcist, but definitely like a paranormal investigator, similar to maybe other people you know, but maybe you don't know this person directly.
Sure.
Says that they believe that they were called in to assist a couple who was having some problems with this, who got this item like from a secondhand store for their kid, that it was acting up in the night, and that they thought they had successfully neutralized it after they were called in, and that eventually they received from this McKenzie Roberts, or perhaps someone who worked for her, an offer to buy it. And they sold it because they offered a lot of money.
Okay. Is there any kind of trend of, like, this seems like the kind of thing that she buys is, like, haunted items?
Absolutely. Because 2 other people tell you more or less the same thing.
Okay. Is there a trend? Is she buying toys? Is she buying things made of wood? Or is it just, like, haunted?
Haunted. Items
okay.
of which there is a substantiated claim of paranormal activity around them.
Interesting. Do I know anybody who's done work for her?
No, it's all through. It's either people you've just met, or it's like Barry Darnell, the person you mentioned in California, comes back with, like a friend of a friend, I think, has talked with her once, but I've never have. It's all secondhand.
Sure.
But it seems that she buys and sells and trades in this circle.
Okay. So these items that she's buying, the people who are investigating the haunted items, are they trying to exorcise them, or is she hiring them to verify the haunting so she can resell them?
To be crystal clear, it is people, other exorcists, other paranormal investigators, find items through the course of their regular business, and then they receive offers unrelated to the original jobs that they've done to purchase those items.
Interesting.
Are you holding on to a haunted doll? Somebody else wants it. Will not say why. Is offering a lot of money.
Why would she willingly part with one if she's buying all of them up? Except whatever he did for her had to be something really important. Do I have anything? Have I held on to anything? No. There's no way. God damn it. I was hoping that could be my in, is like, I can try and sell her an item I've held on to, but there's no way. That's not the kind of guy Saint is.
Give her the cat.
Still, interesting. I still might be able to get in somehow, but it's going to be more of a long shot. Sorry, Z, I cut you off because I started talking about my own damn thing.
No, that's completely fine. Oh, I was just going to say we should try to figure out who sold her the tuning fork in the first place.
Agreed. Does anyone give me any information on, like, the cult shit separately from McKenzie Roberts?
I'm going to say that you hear from somebody in the Merchant Alley who has kind of been complaining because they are stationed next to the Church of the Open Minds booth. That in addition to the actual tent that they have going, that maybe they have some, as it were, proselytizers out and about in the crowd. I guess this character's Canadian now.
Incredible.
Damn.
Well, you do what you gotta do.
So I don't know that they've been, I think maybe all you find out is that they've been hyping up the, they've been hyping up the Church of the Open Mind, but maybe not in a way that reads as too significant.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think that's a dead end.
No, that's fair. A lot of chatter, but nothing interesting. Fair enough. I didn't think I was getting a whole lot.
Which is more or less what they report the church is saying. Because it's a lot of that same esoteric, expand your mind, learn new ways of thinking,
Yeah, self-help baloney. And I don't hear anything about items that Roberts has bought. There's nothing that sounds like it describes what we saw get traded off. I have to be the tuning fork. I don't know what that is in the moment, but there's nothing matching that description. Yeah?
No. It is, again, mostly haunting stuff, and it's every once in a while
Satan has no clue that item is not haunted.
Sure. It's haunted stuff.
I'm specifically trying to figure out if it sounds like I've have an ear on who sold that to her.
You have no clue.
But the interesting part is this is what she buys. I might be able to finagle a way into talking to her if we decide that's important or interesting. But I think that's all I'm going to get here, so you and I should probably meet back up.
I think, at this point, is it reasonable for me to text Saint a little rundown of...
There's no way. I have not been sitting in this beer garden for 3 hours.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think at some point you get a bullet-pointed text message from Alistair because he's insane.
I get a PowerPoint presentation. Google Drive link. Okay. Cool. I will let you know where I'm sitting. Just be like, I'm just fielding people. And, I'll let you know what I've done. Or you can come join me. But I assume that you probably don't want to sit with Sage and listen to people give us a bunch of malarkey, so we can just say, great, Sage will tell you when he's done.
Yeah, I think Alistair might roll out and do his own sort of, you've got contacts, I've got rapport as my, really good thing.
Yeah.
So, especially if you tell me, haunted stuff.
Yeah.
I know where to direct my ability to just fucking
get people to tell you
up.
Shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've imparted all the useful information that I can give you at this point. So if
Great.
you want to find a way to wrap this one up, that's fine by me.
Yeah. Let's meet up. What time is it?
It's probably gone.
Not in real life.
It's probably quite late. If that meeting was
Yeah.
at 2 and if that meeting was at 2 or 3 and then y'all have been out and about and all that jazz, it's probably getting to sundown. It's winter also.
If you hadn't heard, it's winter. Yeah. The sun is probably starting to go down. It's not down yet, but it's one of those things where people are splitting off to eat. People are starting to wrap up for the night.
People are lighting
night
fire.
Parties. Yeah, the night parties are starting to ramp up.
The campfires are getting lit.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is also a largely outdoor event, so people are packing up, especially the vendors, pack up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just meet back at our tents. I think that seems easy. We can figure out the really awkward situation of we don't want to hang out. We parked our tents next to each other before we realized we didn't want to hang out, so now we have to figure out that whole...
We very much did do that.
Yeah.
Double white sleeping bag.
We have 2 tents, but thank you.
Oh, okay.
We do have separate tents. Unless Ben is about to be and one of them has gotten stolen.
Oh, no.
That's right. There was only one tent.
A very specific windstorm.
Anyway,
the two of you, the sun is going down. The two of you meet back up at your tents, which are of course nearby each other. Yeah, the scene is yours.
Do we start a fire?
Ooh, not that kind of event, I think.
It's not a bonfire?
There's not bonfires here. Are you fucking serious?
Oh, I mean, okay, my logic was that, it's rows and rows of tents, and people would be, crowded and whatnot.
Oh, I would imagine there's,
there's probably a spot where... Now I understand.
I bet there's, oil drums. Yeah, there's probably, a couple... There's probably, designated bonfire areas. There's probably, oil drums where people have set fires and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also desert, so it's dry, so you have to be careful.
Yeah.
The way I've described this place, I know I've said things like fucking county fair or Coachella or whatever. This place is half safe.
Okay.
There are attempts at organization, clearly, but it's kind of unregulated and weird.
Yeah. There's probably people lighting fires then. Mm-hmm. It's one of the things. As soon as humans think they can get away with lighting a fire, we go, nah, no. I think Alistair has a camping lantern or something. Yeah. Just pull out a camping lantern.
Yeah. We can pull out a couple of camping chairs and sit around the lantern with a couple of dorks. And there's an awkward pause. It's just
yeah.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I learned.
What you've just been listening to was ParaScience, a glimpse into a world unknown. It was an actual play horror adventure told to you through the Fate system, Our players are Ezra Kaye as Agent Alister McAndrews, and Matty Trumbo-Gomes as capable young man St. Garcia Flores. As for myself, I was your game master and disembodied voice, Ben Hamlin. I also produced this show. Our theme song is by the incorporeal Johnny Rinaldo, and our logo was created by the haunted visage of Terra Bosart. We are currently in the process of remastering and transcribing earlier episodes of the show, and for that I would like to thank Glory Duda, Marcel Hood, and Julie Cooper, as they write down our every word and weave an intricate web of audio for you. You can stay tuned to our social media channels for more information on these developments. This show is brought to you by Infinity Break, where we're telling stories our own way. You can follow us on social media at InfinityBreak23 and check out our website for all of our other podcasts at infinitybreak.net. We appreciate you listening to this program. If you want to help spread the word, there are a good many ways to do that. Word of mouth helps us immensely, and you can add us at ParaScience Pod on Twitter. And while you're at it, why not tag InfinityBreak23? We have a Patreon at patreon.com/InfinityBreak, where you can start donating to Infinity Break for as little as $1 a month. And if you listen to Apple Podcasts, don't forget to leave a review. That's all for now. Let ParaScience expand your way of thinking and offer you 10 easy steps to becoming a telepath at home. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time.